Okay, welcome to lesson number 6, which is the kitchen. And the kitchen area is going to be in this spot right here. We have 3 main components that we need to place in our kitchen first before we put any of the cabinets in. That will be the refrigerator, the range, and the sink. So let's go to Architecture tab, click on Component, and we're going to look for the refrigerator. As I click on it, the refrigerator pulled in, and I'm just going to drag it and put it right here. The reason I didn't place it right on the wall is because I want to teach you the rotate and the modify or the align command. I would appreciate it if you did go through these steps, even though it would be very easy for you to put in the go ahead and align that. I want you to learn how to use the align command because I think it's very powerful. So first thing, as I'm hovering over it, this is the front. We need to rotate that. So I have the refrigerator selected. I'm clicking on rotate. I need to set the 0, which is right there. So it's a click to select, a click to select the 0, and then a rotate. All right, the next thing that we want to do is we want to use the align command. This is a very, very powerful command. When we're using align, we tell the align to align to where we want to go. Where do we want to go? Here, and we want to move this. Where do we want to go? We want to align to here, and we want to move this. So it aligns things very, very easily. So the align command works pretty well. I'm going to do this a very similar thing. We're going to go back to the architecture command, go to plane, and we are going to look for the sink. And the sink, it goes right here. You only have one option. I'm going to press the space bar, and it rotates it around. And we are going to do align once again. So we could have placed it right on the center, but we want this with the window. We want to align to here. And what do we want to align? This. Where do we want to align to? The edge of this wall. What do we want to align here? It's always where do you want to go? What do you want to move? And you need to use that command over. It should be a part of your repertoire when you're using Revit to move things and get things to trying to align things fairly quickly. Okay, the last piece that we're missing is a component. We're missing the range. So the range is right here. Again, we need to rotate it. So I'm doing the space bar. I'm going to leave it in the middle again. I could have easily placed it on the wall, hit the escape key, and we're going to click on it. Back to align. Where do I want to go? I want to go to here. What do I want to move? I want to move that. You can just kind of eyeball this where the range is going to go. There's no specific dimension. We want to have a little bit of space in between there, but other than that, we're good. Okay, only things that we're really missing now in the kitchen is we're missing the dashed lines in the cabinets. We're not going to do a full 3D kitchen. So to draw lines, these are called detail lines. They're underneath the annotate tab. And underneath annotate, we're going to click on detail line, and we are going to pull this out. Cabinets are a total of 2 feet. Enter. We're going to come to here, roughly within that area, and then we're going to come over here and we're going to go back and make sure that these lines are at the appropriate spots. So this line right here is 3 foot from the edge. So if I can't get that, that's actually tells me it's at 3'8". I need that to be a little bit less. So I'm going to type in 3. That extends that line out. Up here, I know that the cabinet is more than 2 feet. So now this line, we're going to back and move it to 2 feet because the dimensions are in charge, and that gets us to where we need to go there. We also need to put some dashed lines on the top. Dashed lines represent overhead cabinets. So I am going to go to the detail lines again, but now I am going to have these be hidden lines. And so we're going to zoom up a hidden line, and I'm going to click on pick walls or pick lines. Pick lines, go to the options bar and tell it to be 1 foot, enter. And I'm going to hover in this area, and it's going to give me a dashed line right there. So it will redraw those lines exactly right over the top. The one problem that I have, though, is that we're not going to have overhead cabinets above our sink. That wouldn't work. So we're going to click on this line and move this line to the edge of the sink. Okay, and then I'm going to right click, create similar, align again, and I'm just going to randomly put this in here. And I'm going to use the align command just for fun to get it where it needs to go. align. Where do I want to go? I want to go to here. What do I want to move? I want to move this. And there would be my dash line on the other side. It needs to extend to the edge of the counter and then right to the edge of the sink. The last thing that we need to do in the kitchen is place the island and put a label on our refrigerator here. So we'll go back to annotate and we're going to do detail lines, but this time we're going to create a rectangle. Again, we're going to make the dimensions in charge roughly. I'm stuck on hidden lines here, so I need to go back and change that. I'm going to hit escape. Instead of the rectangle, needs to be a D South 3. We're going to make a rectangle right in this area like this. Okay. And then we'll use our dimensions in order to place it in the spot where we want it to go. This line right here needs to be 3 foot away from the edge. So we're going to move that up. The width of the island, this line needs to move up to 2 feet. Okay. And then the length of the island away from here should be 3 foot. And then the last thing that we need to know is a total. This whole thing needs to be 4 foot. So I'm measuring from there to there. I know that that's already 3 foot. Tell this to be 4 foot. And my island now is exactly in place. And if I were to check these, 3 foot from there, 4 foot from there, clicking on these lines, we know we got it in the right spot. There are other ways that you can do that. I'll leave it up to you. The kitchen doesn't take very long. The last thing that we need to do is place a little bit of text underneath the annotate tab. So underneath annotate, I'm just going to draw a rectangle that goes right there. I want the text to be 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to type in REF period. I'm going to click close, and that text is clearly way too big. So we'll select it. All text and notes should be 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to click on the properties, never delete, always modify, and I'm going to move that into the center of the refrigerator. When I click away, the box goes away, and there you have your kitchen. Refrigerator, range, stove, island, everything is of correct dimensions. Looks like I got a little bit of an extra line right here that we weren't supposed to have. And you're set. See you on the next lesson.